Hi, everybody. I think I'm a little bit early. With Rachelle Jones Lunch Live 11:45. I do not have a clock. It's on my phone, and I'm using my phone, and it doesn't show up. So, whoever pops in today, if you want to give me a thumbs up at hi, thanks for joining. If you want to give me a thumbs up when it's about 11:45, usually we go till about 11:55. That would be so helpful because I don't have a clock out here. As you can see, I'm outside. We're still camping for our week, and this was the quiet spot, if you can believe it. And it's not raining today, so this is what we're doing. So of course, being here outside. First of all, how was everybody's Thanksgiving? How was I guess that was just yesterday. So how'd you all do? Did you make some changes? Did you go along with it? What did it feel like for you? How was it? So for us, of course, like you know, we are camping for the week of Thanksgiving, like I said the other day, and it was mostly good, right? There's always that little something that I wish would be not what it was, but we made it. We're here alive. Can everyone hear me, by the way? I've never used headphones. Hi, Nicole. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. So I never use headphones. Just give me a thumbs up, somebody, if you can hear well, because I can't hear anything. So let's see. I think we're okay. So being here at camp, I was thinking about storms, right? The very first day we were here, it's been storming every day, but it's been a little bit of a different type of storm. So fist bump. Awesome. It's working. Okay. Thanks, Nicole. So the first day we were here, we had a storm blowing in, but it was just wind. It was like insane, crazy, windy stuff. And it was like just button everything down, put it in the truck, put it inside, button everything down. The type of wind where, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but I was expecting to find bikes, maybe the trailer itself. I was thinking at any moment we'd be, blowing down toward the lake or something. So storms, they just come in. We've had hi everybody, thanks for joining. We've had a lot of rain, which is awesome. I don't mind that at all. The wind kind of creeps me out. I don't really like the wind. But I was thinking about wind, right? All we could do at night, I have not figured out a way to step outside and say, wind, command the wind to stop. I am not some form of higher power. I'm just Rachelle Jones, grief recovery specialist. So the wind came. It was big and forceful and messy, and it's dusty and blah. It was bad. And all we could do was just shelter, hunker down in our trailer. And I didn't sleep well because I was listening for, oh gosh, what's going to be rolling down the street. But there's nothing you can do about it. You just got to go with it. And sometimes they're coming, so you can prepare, and then sometimes you don't. Storms just show up. And I was thinking how that's so much like grieving experiences, right? Sometimes they're coming. You know that someone's going to die. They're going to take their final breaths. You know that you're about to lose your job on that last day. You know that you're going into surgery and you're going to have a big health issue or challenge after that. Sometimes we know that there are things coming, but we don't always know what it's going to feel like. And so like the storm, we have this huge blowing wind thing. My arm's going to get tired. What's going to happen? And all we can do is let it come in. It was dark, and you wake up in the sunlight. I think of those big storms we see on TV in other countries. We wake up and what do they have to do? They have to take an assessment. They've got to just walk outside and figure it out and take in everything that's going on. Look for all the wounds, I guess, but all the damages. What's happening with the power lines, the water sources, what's broken, what's missing, what's buried, what happened. They have to take it in. They have to take an assessment. And maybe with that assessment, they're making a mental list. Maybe they're making a written list like I do of just thoughts. And then they start prioritizing, right, what they're going to do first. I was thinking about kind of the difference between a physical storm, a physical weather, nature-created storm, and then, oh, look, somebody's got a beautiful Christmas. Do you see this over here? Can you see that table? It's full of poinsettias and just this beautiful decoration. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Sorry, squirrel moment. So physical storms, they just blow in, they come in, there's not much we could do about it. And then we wake up and we start taking an assessment of repairs and damages. But I was wondering how many of you wake up and after some massive storm, or think of those huge storms, or even earthquakes or fires that you see on the TV if it's not part of your home and area. what happens? Do you see people just like, well, we got to get back into our routine. We'll get to it when we can. But look how strong we are. We're just going to get back into our routine, and we're so resilient, and we're just so strong, and we're so all of this other stuff. And you just got to get busy. You just got to go back. And nobody does that, right? You got to meditate. You just got to pray about it. You just got to, get back into that gym and exercise it out. Or maybe you just need to take a walk. Now, you might take a walk, but does that negate the fact that you have to get in and clean up the damages and repair the damages from the storm? Sometimes we just talk about it constantly. We just want to talk about it to anyone who will listen, but that's not actually the same as doing the work of repair after the storm, right? So we just lament, is what I said, or we just put on music. Do we just sit in the room and listen to music and put our headphones and listen to music, or post it all over social media? All this damage and all the stuff that this physical storm has brought on us. Do we blame? Maybe we are ticked off, right? And we're just screaming at God or whatever your higher power is, or maybe we're just ticked off at the person who didn't tie down the shelter in well enough. Maybe they didn't tie down the window shutters or put the bikes away. Maybe we do a level of blaming, but does that fix the problem? We could tell everyone else that it's their fault for something, but does that fix the problem? You let me know what you think. We could wait for others to show up and do it. Others to do the work. Others to make the changes. Others to clean up our situation. Maybe we do have some teamwork involved, but we still are going to have to get to our place and clean up the mess, right? Do we just give it a bunch of time or forget about it? Are you honestly going to forget that every time you walk outside, you see your stuff disheveled and blown down the road? And are you really going to forget? Which is a lot of the advice I've been hearing after the shooting, and this August shooting, was just get busy. Kids need to get in their routine, get them back in their routine, and eventually they'll forget about it. Let's be real, guys. Do we really think they're going to forget about a shooting at their school or in their town when they're all connected? No, but these are the things we say, we learn. Maybe we cry. Sure, of course we cry. It would make sense to cry or be angry that, gosh, dang it, these storms keep coming and ruining stuff. That all makes sense, doesn't it? But then if you think of a physical storm brought on by nature, is it really that different from a grief storm? I think they're a whole lot the same, aren't they? You've got some sort of situation come at you that's bringing grief, that's bringing pain, and sometimes all you can do is hunker down and go through it. All you can do is feel it. All you can do is experience it. And then what do you have to do? Just like an actual storm, you've got to wake up and take an assessment at some point. You've got to make a list, whether it's mental, whether it's a physical list. In grief recovery, we do things physically in action. You've got to prioritize it, don't you? You could place blame. It's their fault. They did it. They are acting like this. They shouldn't have done. They shouldn't have said. They shouldn't have behaved. Just like we can with the storm. We can blame God. God, if you would have, that's okay if that's what you're going to do. But I just want you to hear, is that going to change the situation? We could live in a different location. If you would have made more money, we could have lived in a different house. We could have lived in a different place. We could have had different supplies. We could blame. If they wouldn't have had that attitude, if they wouldn't have had that behavior, if they wouldn't have had that reaction, we could do all that stuff, couldn't we? But is it, hi, Summer, thanks for joining. Is that really going to take away the storm? Is it going to work for the physical storm? And is it going to take away the emotional storm? I think you're still going to have damages. I think you're still going to have to wake up, take an assessment, and do some work. If we make it about them, guess who gets to have power? Them. Do you like giving away your power? Do you like leaving all of your repair work to them when they change, when they come clean it up, when they change their attitude, when they change their actions, when they change their behavior? Is that really going to help you clean up the wounds, the storm, the problems, the damages that have been done as a result of the storm? If you're waiting on them to do something different, I'm going to tell you that this is about you. Your reaction to grieving experience is about you. It's about your reaction. It's about your attitude, your behavior, your actions, your beliefs. If you want to feel different, you're going to have to look at each one of those things. If we're just waiting for the world around us to do all the work and all the changing so that we can not have the same reaction, well, good luck with that. I mean, what if the person's died? What if, it was just like a storm? It was just an explosion of situations. They collided and caused these wounds in your heart. The way you responded is up to you. And if you want it to be different, I mean, you could keep responding the same way and getting the same outcome. But let me know what that's going to do for you. I don't think it's going to be really helpful. You're going to have to look at yourself. You're going to have to make some changes. You have to change, not them. You have to look in yourself. That is where your control comes from, your power. If I'm waiting on them, they have the power. If you want to change the way your life feels, you need to do it. It's about me. It's about you. If I want to feel different, I have to change me. I shared with you, I made this recent change to my holiday plans. I've made a lot of big changes here recently. And they didn't come from some, emotional explosion. They came from years of time and meditation and prayer and reading and studying and talking and trying and pleading. And nothing happened. Nothing happened. And I continued to watch the damages from the storms. So what did I have to do? I had to change me. I had to take my power, my control. I recently stopped attending my church. I believe in God. And so I deeply am committed to God and what I believe there. But I kept seeing in a way that it wasn't lining up with the way I understand the Bible. So I had to make changes. My holiday plans, we camp for the week because it wasn't right. It wasn't correct for me. So I could wait for everyone else to change to please me, or I could do something different, right? It's scary to make changes, but I think as long as we are so intent on sticking with the herd, we can't really expect to be heard. Do you see the difference there? If I am more comfortable sticking with the herd, I will not be heard. So that's kind of important. It's something to think about. I needed to be the change that I wanted to see. I can't wait for others. That builds my shame, that builds my frustration, that builds my pain, my sorrow, my agony. So if I want to not feel pain and frustration and sorrow and agony, I have to do something about it. And I'm the only one I can actually change. Grief is like that. That's what the grief recovery method is doing. It's helping you take your assessment step by step. It's okay. I'm going to help you find where your emotional wounds are. They're no different than the physical wounds from a storm. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to help you. I'm going to equip you. That way you know how to do it even if I'm not there. Because you'll have new wounds in your future. There will be new storms. So, hey Jones. So, I don't know where he is. He's somewhere here camping, but he's logging in with us, guys. There's Wes, my husband there. So, emotional wounds are no different. Here comes my son. Yep, there he comes. They were all gone, and now here he comes. Emotional wounds are the same as physical wounds from a storm. Hi, buddy. So, listen, we were talking about, I don't know if we could hear, but we were talking about wounds, like the wounds? Storm. No, listen to me. Storms cause problems and blow things around and make messes and whatever. Then we have to go out and we have to look at the damages. Here, you want one of these? We have to look at the damages and take them in and ew. Oh, for the love of Pete. You're ridiculous. That's not true. Well, there you go. That's what I get for having a teen kid join me on this thing. So, here comes my sister, my niece. We're having like a family reunion over here. So, the wounds from grief storms are no different than damages caused by physical storms. You got to take an assessment, guys. You've got to clean up your own mess. You've got to change your behavior, your attitudes, your actions. Hi, come on in. My sister, my niece.
Your mom. Your mom.
So we were talking about like storms come and cause problems and damages, and as long you could get you could get busy, you could wait for someone else. You could pray about it. You could sing songs, but still you're going to have to clean up your dang mess from the storm.
It's still waiting there for you.
The emotional stuff is the same. Yep. Yeah, so I don't know why that popped in my head the other day, but there's snow up there. So a lot of squirrel moments when we're outside. So everybody, I hope that helps you. as you're like realizing you can't just get busy and walk away from your pain. Where'd you go, sister? Oh, she's over there. I'm going in a circle.
Away from my pain. I'm here. Present.
Let's just take this out. Let's just do a little bit like this. A little bit of chaos. Hi, by the way,
I have an
sister
idea.
just got here.
Come here, Trippy.
Got my cousin too, but I don't know how his mom feels about him being on social media live stuff.
Okay.
Because it'll
Go
be
away,
posted to
then.
YouTube.
Sorry.
So anyway, I hope that's helpful for you as we are talking about grief and recovery. I hope that helps you see that all the things we could do to get busy don't help you heal.
Word.
That you gotta actually take time to put in the work. And I know it's so scary and exhausting and all those things. That's why I help you.
And
Step by
sturbs
step.
are okay. Just don't do them as a sturb. Okay?
Sturb?
Sturbs are okay, but recognize that it's a sturb.
Correct.
So just like when
What
you're
is a
cutting
sturb?
weeds on a
Tell them
grass,
what is a
right?
sturb.
Wait a minute. Okay? Okay. Oh yeah, sorry. Sturbs are short-term energy relieving actions. So like drugs, boys, like working out, all that stuff.
Listening to music, video games,
Right.
talking,
Where was I
partying.
going with this? Oh, okay. So okay.
Oh, got another one.
So your GR with Rachelle Grief, right? That's like long weeds, okay? When you cut those weeds, that's like sturbs, like you're cutting the weeds. So like temporary relief, okay?
As opposed
So
to
it's okay to mow the lawn, but maybe think about cutting, like pulling out the weeds, chiefos.
pull it out from
Yeah.
the root.
But it's okay to cut the weeds.
Roundup causes cancer. You can watch your TV during the day and you'll find
These
out
are
how
all
you can get
kinds
paid
of
for it.
Husband, I
Sorry,
know.
y'all.
Well, I hope it's helping people. I know it is.
Our
Because
chaos.
there's all different ways to
Okay, we got the
think and
Greers.
hear and all those things. So anyway, as you go, see, look it. Don't push buttons. Oh, Lord have mercy. So just so you know, we're a fun crew, but we're also grievers. We have work to do all the time. And so I think that's probably a lot like you. And you might have noticed some old wounds talking to you because remember, they don't go away as you were with your family and everything for the holidays. We've got more coming up. So be aware of that. Take time to heal your wounds and maybe it won't be so painful for you.
Yeah, remember, kids have to do it too, bro.
Kids do it too. Male, female, tall, short.
Pull out
pretty-
your weeds.
Pretty, ugly, smelly, clean. It doesn't matter. We all have wounds. We all have to heal.
It's okay to cut your weeds, but pull them out.
Then there you go.
Okay.
Yep.
Pull out your weeds.
Pull out your weeds.
Enjoy your day.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, everybody. My my arm's going dead. Thank you all for joining today. I hope that you got something helpful, but maybe that gives you a little bit of help understanding that the wounds are going to go away. The damages from the storm, they don't go away just because a lot of years have passed. In fact, what you've gotten more used to doing is just stepping around all the potholes and the debris. You just got used to it. You could probably even do it now with there's my daughter, with your eyes closed. That's how it works. But they're still there. The mess is still there, and we always still have to take a pause and effectively go after it. And meditation, yoga, all of that stuff, it's just not going to do it. Praying about it, giving it time, not thinking about it, none of that stuff works. By the way, there are no stages for grief. There are just, sometimes I'm more calm than others. Sometimes I'm more compassionate than others. Sometimes I'm just okay to step over the pile of debris. And sometimes I'm dang near pissed off about it. You know, that's how it goes. So I love you all. Thanks for joining today. I'm sure that I'm over time. Again, I have no idea. But I hope to see you next week. Lunch and Live, 11:45. Happy Thanksgiving week to you if you're here in America. And if not, I love you anyway. Thanks for joining. Bye, everybody.